Okay, so good evening, everyone. Am I audible, guys?
Sir, gaming audible.
All right, how are you all? Okay, so let's start the session. Okay, so is my screen visible to all?
Yes, sir.
That's great. Okay, so today is day 4. Okay, so today is day 4 of full stack Python course. Okay, and in the last class we have discussed about download and install the Python. Okay, so we have seen how to download and install the Python software. Okay, guys, please keep on mute. Yes, okay, thank you. Okay, so we have seen how to download and install the Python software. So in order to install the Python software, we need to go to the Python official website. What is the Python official website? www.python.org, right? And here from this website we can download the Python software, right? Next part was the installation part. Okay, so in order to install the Python, once you will click on the Python software, you will see this interface or this screen. Okay, here before clicking on this install now, it's mandatory to check this box. If you will not check this box, what will happen in the CMD, whenever you will open CMD, in CMD, if you will check Python hyphen version, so what it will display? It will display you Python is not recognized internal and external command, like that it will display. So it is mandatory to add python.exe to path, right? So we have seen this. Okay, and if you're getting this message, setup was successful, then you can close this window and you can check in the command prompt after writing this command, right? If you successfully installed Python, you will see this Python version. Otherwise, you will get an error. That error, it doesn't mean Python is not installed in your system. Some student will get error here instead of version, but they can find ideally. Okay, if you're getting ideally, but you're not getting here Python version, it means Python installed, but it is not installed globally, right? So manually you need to set the path. Okay, I'll tell you how to set the path later, right? Then we have discussed about ideally. What is ideally? We have discussed integrated development learning environment. Okay, so Python software provide ideally Python shell. Okay, Python shell is what? REPL tool, right? So how you will get this REPL tool? So if Python installed in your system, what you need to do, you need to just type here cmd. So cmd means you will get command prompt. In command prompt, what you will type, if you will type here Python, right? So you will get Python shell. right? This Python shell can understand the Python code. Okay, so for example, if you're writing here print hello, so it will understand this statement. This is instruction will understand by this Python shell, right? But if you are opening another tab here, and right now I haven't written here Python, means Python shell is not opened here. And if you will try to type here print hello, so what it will display? It will display unable to initialize device PRN, like that it is displayed. So in order to get the Python, in order to execute the Python code, you need Python environment or Python shell. To get the Python shell, you can type here Python and you will get the Python shell, right? Otherwise, you can open IDLE and you can type the Python code, right? Okay, okay. So it provide IDLE, it provide Python shell, which we have seen, which means REPL tool. Okay, what is the mean of REPL? So REPL means R stand for read, E stand for evaluate, P stand for print, L stand for loop. Okay, so this is a full form of REPL, right? And it provide standard libraries, right? So for example, when we have to print all the keywords, when we have to print all the keywords, so we are using which library? We are using keyword library. So does keyword library installed by us or it is given by the Python software? So that keyword library or maths library, okay, so such libraries given by the Python software, those libraries are known as standard libraries, right? Let's suppose if you want to work with web development in Python, then you need to install Django or Flask separately. Okay, this library is not given by the Python software, that you have to install externally, right? There is one more library called Turtle. Okay, there is a Turtle library which is an external library which you have to install from the Python. From where we can install the libraries? From PyPI. What is PyPI? Python package index. What is the command to install external library? What is the command to install external library? Pip, yes, install and library name. Correct? Okay, so what are the libraries are there? If you want to see some standard or popular library, you can go to the python.org. Okay, on python.org, you can see some specific domain related libraries. When you want to do the web development, so for the web development, specific libraries are like Django. So if you will click here, you can see this is what Django. Django is what? The web framework for perfectionist with deadlines. Okay, so this is what? This is the Python framework, okay, for the web development. Another is what? Pyramid, bottle. Okay, so Flask, like this. web 2 py are there. Okay, for GUI means for creating the interfaces, we have libraries like tkinter, right? And py object, like that we have different libraries, right? So domain specific library also provided by the Python, right? So let's begin with today's lecture, today's class. Okay, so what we have to discuss today? So first of all, we will discuss what is programming languages. Okay, next we will discuss what is language. We will discuss about types of programming language. Okay, and we will discuss about types of translator. Then what is scripting languages, difference between programming and scripting languages, right? Next we will discuss about what is programming paradigm, and then we will discuss about types of programming paradigm, right? So this is our today's agenda to discuss, right? So first of all, let's start with what is language, then we will understand the programming language. Let's start with what is language. Okay, so can anyone tell me what is a language?
The
To
language
communicate,
which can computers and understand.
no, sir. To communicate with people, we can use a language.
Okay, anybody else want to say something about languages? Okay, you guys are correct.
How we are using the language to talk, like computer can understand some languages. uh, those
Mm-hmm.
are nothing but Python,
Mm-hmm.
Oracle, Java, and
Right.
extras.
Yes, yes. Let's suppose there are two persons. Okay, there are two person. One is person A and there is person B. Okay, there is a person A and there is a person B. They want to communicate. Okay, so for the communication, what required? For the communication, what required? A language. Okay, what we required? A language, right? So, for example, when we talk about a person, when we talk about a person, so understand, a person can understand languages, a person can understand languages such as, we can say, a person can understand Hindi language, a person can understand English language, a person can understand Telugu language. right? A person can understand Telugu language. So why language is required? So that a person can communicate, right? With language, a person can communicate. So what I'm trying to say here, okay, so what is a language? A language is a medium. A language is a medium. Medium of what? Medium of communication. Correct or not? A language is a medium of communication between the user and computer. Okay, how a language is a medium between user and computer? Because see, when we talk about computer languages or programming languages, so broadly the languages are divided into two parts. Okay, one is high level language, right? And another is low level language, right? So high level languages are what? High level languages are what? Human understandable, right? High level languages are human understandable, and low level languages are what? Machine understandable, right? So what's the use of machine? Machine will work for the human. Okay, how machine will work? When you will give the instructions to the machine, right? For example, we are giving some instructions, and how we will give these instructions to machine? In the form of programming language, right? But see, machine understand one language, which is machine language. And what is the machine language? That is known as binary language. Machine language is what? Binary language. Now what's the mean of binary? What's the mean of binary? Binary means two. Okay, so machine understand two symbols. What are those symbols? Zeros
Zeros and one.
0 and 1.
and ones. Right? When we talk about unary means a language having one symbol. Okay, unary means one. Binary means two. So machine understand one language that is known as binary language, which is 0 and 1. Right? For example, there is a computer. Okay, so if there is a computer, so in this computer there is a CPU. There is a CPU. Okay, CPU is a brain of the computer. CPU is what? A brain of the computer. Okay, so what we do, but this CPU, which is the brain of the computer, it understands zeros and ones, right? Whatever we write, for example, if I'm writing here print hello, if I'm writing print hello, so the question is, will computer understand my statement or not? Is this statement can be understood by the computer or not?
No.
Yes. So this statement will not be understood by the computer directly. Why? Because this is written in human readable language. The human readable language is what? High level
Mm.
language. But computer understanding what language, which is machine language or binary language, which is known as low level language. Correct? So there is no direct communication. For example, if you are speaking Telugu, right? And if I am understanding only Hindi, if I understand only Hindi, right? So is there any communication between us? We can't communicate. Okay, so in order to establish the communication between two different persons, they are speaking different languages, we required one translator. We required what? One translator. Okay, so what translator will do? Translator will take the instruction from Telugu person and will convert into the Hindi language. Okay, and it will take Hindi language instructions and it will convert into what? Into Telugu language. So this is how the communication will establish between two different people, right? So let's come back to our discussion. What I'm saying, a language is a medium of communication between the user and computer, right? A computer is an electronic machine or device that performs task. Okay, it performs what? Task, right? Whenever we want to perform any task to the computer, what we will do? We will give instructions to the computer, right? To perform any task, a computer needs a computer need what? Instructions, right? So now the question is, in which language you will write the instructions? In which language you will write the instruction? We will write the instructions in the language which is understandable by the computer. But if you will try to write the instructions which is understood by the computer, it will be hard for you. Why? Because computer understand one language which is machine language, which is low level language, or we can say binary language, right? So it is really hard for the humans to giving the instruction to the computer in the binary language, right? So what is the solution? What is the solution here? The solution is high level language, or we can say a programming language which is human understandable, right? So Python is an example of human understandable language. What I'm trying to say here, a programming language is a software that provides a set of instructions to tell the computer what to do, right? So a programming language is what? A programming language is a software. We in last class we installed what? Python software. So we installed Python software. So with Python software, what we will do? We will write set of instructions. Why we will write the set of instruction? To develop the softwares, to develop the software, and we will write the instructions so that computer can execute those instructions so that we can perform our own task. Is that clear, guys? Is this definition clear? Okay, so let's discuss about types of programming language. Okay, so before discussing these types of programming language, let's discuss about what is a program. Okay, can anyone tell me what is a program?
Set of
which combines the
instructions.
input and output.
Sorry.
Set of instructions.
Mhm. A program is what? A program is a set of instructions. Okay. So, for
Which
example,
combines the set of instruction
mhm,
and it combines the output and input.
yes, okay. So, let's see here. When we talk about a program, so for example, here is the program. Okay. So, which program it is? For example, if there is program written, so which program it is? How you will identify? With the help of extension. Okay, so for example, if the extension is .py, so this is Python program. Okay, and the file name is, let's suppose, okay, demo.py, right? So this set of instructions are written in which language? In which language it is written? If the extension is
Python.
.py, it is
Python.
written in Python language. Okay, so this Python program is also known as source code, or we can say source program. Okay, what is source program? What is source program? If someone asks you what is source program, then what you will tell? Source program. So source program or source code, so it means if a program written in high level language, right? If a program written in high level language, that is known as source program. Okay, now my question is this source program is human readable or machine readable?
Human readable.
The source program is human readable because
Yes.
a source program is what? Language, high level language program. And what are the high level languages are there? High level languages are like Python, Java, okay, C++, or we can say Java script. Okay, so these are the examples of high level language. Okay, if someone asks you what are the low level language example, okay, what are the examples of low level language? So there are two types of low level language. One is binary language. One is binary language. And second one is, what's the next one? The second one is assembly language, right? Assembly language. Are you understanding, guys, what I'm trying to say? So a program is what? A program is a source code which is written in a high level language. And in the program, what we write? We write instructions. What we write? We write instructions. And a program is what? A program is what? A set of, a set of instructions. And these instructions are written in which language? Is it low level language or high level language? High level language. Is this clear, guys? Let me see. Okay. Yes, yes. Okay, okay, that's great. Okay, let's come back here. Let's come back. Okay, so what is a program? Let me tell you uh, with definition as well. So a program is a set of is a set of instructions executed by the computer. Is that correct or not? A set of instructions. A program is what? A set of instructions, and these set of instructions can written in high level language which is executed by the computer. Right? Okay. A program is file. A program is a file which contains set of instructions executed, okay, executed by computer to perform some operations. Okay, so computer execute those instructions. Okay, computer is executing a program. If a computer is executing a program, can we say computer is executing the instructions? Because a program contains what? Set of instructions, and those set of instructions can be executed by the computer, okay, to perform some operations. Is this clear? Okay,
Yes, sir. Clear.
all right. Next, next talk about, let's talk about what is what is programming. What is programming? Okay, so far what we have discussed, let's recap. Let's recap before going to the next discussion. We discussed about a language. Okay, so we have discussed about language. We have discussed about high level language. We have discussed about low level language. We have discussed about program. Okay, we have discussed about instructions. Okay, so these many things we have discussed. Now, next thing we have to discuss, and we have discussed about source code. What is source code? Okay, next we have to discuss what is programming. Any idea, guys? What is programming? What is programming? Okay, programming means, for example, I have to print here one message. Okay, or I have to print here add, not add, but
Navai sir,
yes,
programming is a step-by-step instructions which can computer which can computer can and complete the task, and it
mm-hmm.
understand and execute the task, and it solve our problems.
Okay, okay, makes sense. Okay,
Okay.
let me tell you in more easy way so you guys can relate it more, right? So, what is a programming? Let's suppose I have this computer, okay? On this computer, if I want to display here, addition is what? 30. Okay, so addition is 30. I have to display on my computer. So what I will do, I will write one program. Okay, I will write one program in Python programming. So I will follow certain procedure. I will follow certain rules. That is nothing but I will follow certain syntax. Okay. So a programming provide us a syntax to write the program. So how you will write this? If you want to get this output, how you will write a program? For example, I'm writing here A, comma B. Okay, A comma B equals to let's suppose here not 30, let's suppose 20 is there. So A comma B is 10, and then what I will do, I will write here print, and I will write here A, not A plus B, but I will write here add. Okay, so this add will display as it is here, right? And then I will say A plus B. So A plus B will be the result printed here. So what I am following here certain syntax. Okay, I am following here certain syntax. Let me show you as well. So if we will not follow the Python syntax, then we will not able to execute the Python code. So in programming, we follow syntax. Each programming language having its own syntax. Okay. So for example, I am writing here a comma b is equals to what 10. It means a value is 10 and b value is also 10, right? Why this error? Okay, sorry, I haven't started the Python cell, that is why it is showing error. But here Python cell already started. So if I write here a comma b is equals to 10. Okay, okay, a, okay, let's write like this, no worries. A equals to 10 and b equals to 20, and if I write here print, and if I write here add a plus b. Okay, so what I am following certain syntax and I am getting output, right? Okay, so let's come back here. So what is programming means? A programming is nothing but organizing set of instructions according to given problem. Okay, or syntax, right? So this is the definition of programming, right? And now another question is, like if somebody asks you like programming languages are classified into how many categories, so how you can say programming languages are classified. Okay, so in how many categories programming languages are classified? So programming languages are classified into two categories. Okay, programming languages classified into two categories. Okay, so what are those two categories? One is low level low level programming language. Second one is high level programming language. Okay, so these are the two categories. Now the question is, what is low level programming languages? What is low level programming languages, guys?
Assembly language, binary language.
Yes, yes. So first of all, we have to say the low level programming language directly understand by the computer because it's close to the computer. So we can say computer understandable languages are called low level programming language, right? So what are the low level programming language? One is machine language, second one is assembly language. Okay. Now the question is, now the question is, what is what is machine language, right? So what is machine language? So
Binary language.
yes, yes. So can we say like this? Machine language uses zeros,
Binary language. Sorry.
Zeros and ones.
zeros and ones to represent
Ones.
what? To represent instructions. Okay. For example, I am saying here print hello. So this is written in high level language. But if I'm writing this same thing in machine language, so it will look like something like this. Okay, so it is not exactly translation of this, but you can assume this is written in a high level language and this is written in low level language. Okay, so whatever instructions, this is also instruction. This is also instruction. Okay, and this is also a instruction. But but the difference is it is written in high level language and this is written in low level language, which machine can directly understand. This low level instruction machine can directly understand, but for understanding this high level instructions machine required one translator. Okay, so when you install the Python software, so you get one, ideally you get one at one Python shell and also you get one PVM. Okay, PVM is what? PVM is nothing but Python virtual.
Machine.
Okay, so Python virtual machine.
Machine.
Yes, yes. Okay, so it execute our code, it translate our code, right? Okay, so let's come back here. Okay, so machine language use zeros and ones to represent instructions,
Instruction.
right? Each computer has its own machine language. Okay, each computer has its own machine language, and we can say machine language instructions. Yes, guys, kindly go on mute, please. Thank you. Okay, machine language instructions are machine dependent. Okay, machine dependent, or we can say hardware dependent. Okay, and not portable. what's the mean of these lines? What's the mean of these lines? Means I have written here each computer has its own machine language. Okay, for example, we have different machines like when we are talking about different machines, we are talking about different CPUs. Okay, so machine language instructions are machine dependent, hardware dependent, and not portable. So what I'm trying to say here, let me tell you in easy way. Okay, so let's suppose here is one machine. Okay, so this is one machine, and there is one more machine, and there is one more machine. Okay, so we have three machines, and each machine has its own brain. Each machine has its own brain. So what is the mean of machine brain? Brain of the machine is,
CPU.
yes, it's
CPU.
CPU. Okay,
CPU, sir.
yes, correct, correct. Right, right. So here it is having CPU 1. This machine is having CPU 1. Okay, and this machine is having CPU 2. CPU is a brain, and each machine is having its own brain, and this is what CPU 3, right? So like for example, if there is a person, okay, and this person is having its own brain. Okay, so his brain understand only which language, English language. Okay, so this machine will, I mean this person will understand only English instructions. Okay, similarly this CPU will understand its machine instructions, and this another CPU will understand its own instructions. Okay, and this CPU will understand its own instructions. Okay, so we are talking about machine language. So for example, I am writing here machine language instructions here, right? So this machine language instructions are what? Machine Machine dependent means these instructions you cannot execute on CPU 3 because this machine instruction cannot understand by the CPU 3. For example, if this machine understanding Hindi language, if this machine understanding Hindi language, so that Hindi language cannot be understood by the English person. And this machine understanding English language, so that English language cannot understand by this Hindi person. So similarly, when we talk about machine instructions, okay, so when we talk about machine instructions, so machine instructions are what? Platform dependent. Okay, platform dependent. Are you understanding, guys, why machine language are platform dependent? Because each CPU understand its own machine language. Each CPU understand its own machine level, machine instructions. Okay, that is why there is a concept of programming language. There could be a question, why don't we write programs in machine language? Because it is what? Platform dependent. For each machine you need to write different code. For example, if you want to create, I'll give you an example. Okay, okay, so Zomato icon. Okay, so let's suppose if you want to create Zomato application, right? If you want to create a Zomato application, right? And the coding you are writing to in order to create this Zomato application, let's suppose you are writing code in which language? In machine language. Okay, I'm just giving you an example to tell you what is why machine language coding we can't perform. Okay, so if you are writing, just wait, it's being slow. Okay, so if you have completed your Zomato application program in machine language, okay, and this machine is what? A machine. So for example, this same application, if you want to run on different machine, let's suppose there is another machine which is B machine. So for this B machine, again you need to write all the code for the Zomato application, right? Why? Because machine languages are what? Platform dependent. But if you're writing code in programming language, then you can switch from one platform to another platform. Okay, so let's come back here. Okay, so machine language instructions are machine dependent, or we can say hardware dependent, and not portable. Are you getting this, guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's great. So if I ask you what is the disadvantage, what's the disadvantage to using, or we can say disadvantage of machine language, so disadvantage is nothing but, the first disadvantage is what? Not understandable easily. Okay, second disadvantage is what? Non, we can say not portable. Okay, for different machines you have to write different code, right? And what are the advantages? What are the advantages of machine language? What are the advantages of machine language? Can you guys tell me? Anyone?
Secure?
No, it's not a, we can say advantage. The advantage is we don't need any translator.
Okay.
Okay, so it is it does not require any translator, right? Because directly computer can understand it.
అమ్మా నేను ఇక్కడున్నా.
Okay,
Oh, sorry, sorry.
All right, no issue, no issue.
Because we are getting the fast execution.
Yes, yes, yeah. And there is a fast execution. That is also correct. Okay, low level languages are near to the machine and that execute fast. Okay, so that is also an advantage, right? So let's talk about little bit about assembly language. Okay, because assembly is what? Assembly language is also assembly language is also a low level language. Yes or no? What I said.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Low level languages. One is binary language. Second is what? Assembly
Assembly.
language. Okay.
Yes.
So assembly language is a type of low level programming language. Okay. So it is a low level programming language, right? So if it is low level programming language, is it in zero ones? When we talk about programming, I mean, when we talk about low level languages, so low level languages are written in as binary language like 0 1 0 1 0 1. Okay, but this is not actually the assembly language. Assembly language are not in the form of zero ones, but it is in the form of mnemonics. Okay, okay, so the spelling is little tricky. Mnemonics. Okay, so what's the mean of mnemonics? The mnemonics means we can say symbols, we can say symbols, or we can say verbs. Okay, so for example, I am writing here add 5 comma 10. Okay, so here what we are using? We are using some verb. Okay, I'm saying mult means multiply, multiply 2 comma 3. Okay, so here also I'm using what? This verb. If I'm saying 2 plus 5. Okay, so 2 is not a binary, 5 is not a binary, plus is not a binary. But what we are using here? We are using here symbols. Okay, so let's see on Google what is assembly language. Assembly language. Okay, so here you can see. Okay, so you can see here assembly language is a low-level programming language that provides a direct interface between higher-level language like C++, Java, and machine code binary. It uses what? Mnemonics. Mnemonic code to represent machine instruction, making it more readable for human compared to raw binary code. What is raw binary code? Raw binary code means 0 and 1s. But assembly language offers us what? Symbols and verbs. And that symbols and verbs are known as what? Can you guys tell me what we call them? Symbols and verbs are known as mnemonics.
Mnemonic.
Yes, okay, that's great. Okay, for example, here mnemonics is what? Move, M-O-V. Okay, and here mnemonics are what? Add R1 comma R2. Okay, so these are what? Mnemonics. Okay, let's come back. Let me just erase this. Okay. Okay. So in assembly language, instructions instructions are not written in which written in zeros and ones. Okay. But but in numerics. Okay. So what is numerics? What are the numerics? We can say short words, or we can say or symbol or verbs. Understanding, guys?
Yes, sir.
That's great. Okay. So assembly language assembly language is machine dependent. Assembly language is what? It is also machine dependent. Why it is machine dependent? Because it is also in the category of low level language. For each machine language, for each machine language, for each machine language, there is a corresponding assembly language. Okay. Why? Because assembly language provide a little bit readability on the top of binary languages. Okay, so for each machine language there is corresponding assembly language, right? So for example, let's try to understand here. Okay, for example, if I'm writing this code, I'm writing this code in which language? In assembly language. In assembly language, right? If I'm writing the code in assembly language, so can computer understand this code directly? Can computer understand this code directly? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
No,
No.
Yes.
no, I think
See, this assembly language comes under the category of
low
low
level,
level
low level
language.
language.
Computer also understand low level language, but which low level language it understand? It understand
Binary
binary
language.
language. So is this assembly language in the form of zeros and ones?
No.
It is not in the form
No,
of
sir.
zeros ones. So can
Zeros and ones.
computer understand this assembly code? The
No.
No, sir.
answer is no. So what we required? We required one translator. Okay, here we required one translator. So which translator we required? In order to translate the assembly language code into the pure binary code, which is zeros and one, we need one translator, and that translator name is assembler. Getting, guys? Right? So let's see here as well. Okay. So what is assembler? Okay. So what is assembler means? So we can say assembler is a translator. Assembler is a translator which translate instructions of assembly language into machine machine understandable language, right? So assembler is a translator which translate assembly language instructions into what? Into machine understandable language. So now the question is, what's the advantage of assembly language? What's the advantage of assembly language?
Which can understand the computer easily.
Computer understand zeros and ones easily,
Yeah.
right? So for example, okay, so if for example if I'm writing here pure binary, if I'm writing here pure binary, okay, so for example I'm writing here 1011 and 110 and I'm writing 110. Okay, and here I'm writing something like 5. Okay, it is not 5 actually. So okay, so we are not understanding binary to decimal, so uh, no worries about it. Okay, let's suppose this is what, this is what, 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 4, 2. So 4 plus 2 plus 1. So this is what, 7. Okay, so let's suppose this is, okay, this is 7. Okay, so let's suppose this is also the same. I'm just giving an example. This is also the same and this is also the same. But let's suppose this is written in binary, and let's suppose, because in assembly language what we have, numerics, and numerics are what, symbols and verbs. Okay, so here what we are using, symbols. So this is what, let's suppose this is written in assembly language. Okay, so guys, you guys tell me which one easy to understand, pure binary language or assembly language?
Assembly
Assembly.
language.
Assembly.
In assembly language.
It is more readable, more understandable compared to binary language, right? So what I'm trying to say here, what I'm trying to say, compare to compare to machine language, assembly language easy to understand, right? So this is the advantage of assembly language. But assembly language is also a machine language. Assembly language is also a machine language. So if it is a machine language, what will be the disadvantage? Disadvantage, disadvantage of assembly language. Can anyone tell me what are the disadvantages of assembly language?
It required a translator.
Yes, yes. So we can say required translator, required translator. And what's the name of that translator?
Assembler.
Assembler, right? It required one translator. And the second thing is,
Assembly.
the second disadvantage is what? non-portable, or we can say non-portable means hardware dependent. Okay, non-portable means hardware dependent, right? Okay, so next we have to discuss about next we have to discuss about how we can overcome these challenges with the help of high level programming language. Okay, so with the help of high level programming languages we can overcome such challenges. Now the question is, what is high level programming language?
Human understandable languages or high level languages.
Yes, that is correct. Okay, Python is what easy language. Why Python is popular? Python is what? Easy to learn. Python is what? Easy to learn. One is easy to learn and easy to understand. Why it is easy to understand? Because it is in simple English, right? For example, if you have to write hello in Python language, so what you will do? You will write simple print, and in the print you will write double quotes, and in the double quotes you will mention whatever you want to print. So means 10th class student, 5th class student can also understand this Python language. So that is why it is easy, because it is in simple English. So what I'm trying to say here, all high level languages, all high level languages, okay, all high level languages are in simple simple English. Simple English means the English which can easily understand or readable by the programmers. So all high level languages are simple English. And second is what? Hardware, hardware independent, right? Machine level languages are what? Hardware dependent. But high level languages are what? Hardware independent. Correct or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, hardware independent, or we can say portable. Okay, so these are the advantages of what? These are the advantages of high level languages. But let's write here as well. So all high level languages, okay, languages or programming languages are in simple English. Yes, all high level languages are in simple English, right? High level programming languages are portable. Portable means the code which you are writing on one machine, that code can be executed on another machine. Correct or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. Okay, so high level languages code are what? Portable, or we can say hardware independent, right? Hardware independent. It allows to write or develop applications, okay, on different, or we can say, okay, different hardware. Okay, there is no restriction. Okay, So these high level languages are what? Portable. So what are the examples of high level language? Examples of high level language. So we can say examples are like Python is high level language, Java is high level language,
Java,
C, C++.
C++,
JavaScript, C, C++, right?
Oracle.
We can say TypeScript, okay, etc. So these all are the high level languages.
Sir, English is also a high level language, right?
English is also high level language. High level language means the language which is understood. We are talking about high level programming language.
Okay.
In programming languages divided into two categories, right? We have created two category. One is high, one is low. So we identify programming languages as a high level language. High level language, or we can say high level programming language, means the language syntax looks like a English sentence, but it is not exact English. It's
Okay.
not exact English, because when you want to say hello in English language, you simply say hello, okay, by following English grammar. While you will write, whenever you will write English essay or application, right, whenever you will write English paragraph or something, you will follow English grammar. But whenever you are writing high level language code, what you will follow? You will follow syntax. Okay, so English, you can say it is already human readable, and the syntax of programming language looks like a English. That is what that is what that is what high level programming language, right? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If the programming language syntax similar to the Hindi language or Telugu language or Japanese language, that is also high level language, because those syntax understand by the human, right?
Okay.
So is that enough for today?
Yes, sir.
Right
Yes.
now,
sir.
so I think
Yes,
it's enough
yes.
for today. So today, okay, let me tell you one more thing. So today is what? Thursday. Okay, today is Thursday and tomorrow is Friday. Okay, so these 2 days we will continue with these free classes, right? We will continue with these 2 days free classes, 2 day more demo sessions, right? And after this, we will there will not be any free class of this course, this full stack course. And after this, I will create one classroom, okay, and in that classroom I will add the student who will enroll in this course. And in that classroom I will share all the notes, okay, I will share all the notes and recordings, etc. Whatever material we will use while learning the full stack Python, I'll share all the details. Okay, so please wait more 2 days, then you will get your own separate group, you will get your own separate classroom. Okay, so thank you everyone for giving your valuable time, and if you have any doubt you may ask, otherwise we will end the session.
No, sir. Thank you.
All right, okay, thank you guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Good night.
All right guys, bye, good night, good night all.